Hi there, Sagittarius. I hope you guys are doing wonderfully. I want to go ahead and do a general reading for the rest of February, okay, 2024. Before we get into it, I do want to say that I am doing a personal reading special right now where I am offering $30 for one question and then 15 each additional question. And also I'm offering $100 for a one-on-one session with me. All of them will be recorded, okay? If you're interested in anything like that, feel free to contact me at thealtruisticmystic@gmail.com. And yeah, and if this is your first time here and you like the way I read, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Sagittarius, your energy here this month, it feels like honestly a month of renewal. It feels like allowing things to drop off where they need to be and no longer holding on to difficult baggage, okay? And I feel there may be a lot of ambivalence or a lot of hesitancy to move forward in things just because it feels like we may have experienced stuff where we've been burned before kind of energy. There's a lot of anxiety here that when it comes to like getting out of certain ruts, breaking certain patterns, it feels like we need to be a bit more mindful of how to go about it rather than allowing fear to win. So you have the Ace of Cups as your general energy. The Ace of Cups is beautiful. It's great. You know, a lot of people see it as a precursor to the potential of a love relationship. And while that's possible, it depends upon surrounding cards. Here, it almost feels like the Ace of Cups is more so about regeneration, renewal, an aspect of healing that is being presented to you. There's an element of like engaging with situations that may be able to make you happier versus shut off, It's asking you to, I want to say also like trust yourself in public situations or trust public situations or close-knit situations where you're one-on-one exchanging, or like maybe you're in like some sort of community or like a social group of some sort. It feels here like we're needing to be very expressive, and I think you're going to really like the people that you're meeting. I feel like you're going to have the potential of making friends here, new friends, having a really nice beginning to a friendship or a potential relationship down the road. I'm not saying that's highlighted right this second, but it could be getting to know somebody that you may end up with in a longer term relationship down the road. Okay. Your oracle energy here is trust. It's in reverse. I'll read it to you. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. It's in reverse. And this is also why I'm saying it's important for us to trust ourselves and engage in certain situations, engage in things that might be uncomfortable. Okay. We need to rebuild a level of trust. If we've had a lot of hiccups or pain in the past with people that we have trusted and things have not panned out, it's asking us to stop rehashing the past and allow newness to take shape. Okay, we're in a completely different energy right now, and I feel the better you're able to communicate and connect with others in a more jovial, more happy way, I feel the better you will be in the long run, and also for your immediate energy. Okay, for your approach this month, your action, your approach, how you choose to move forward in this month. You have the Fool. So the Fool is beautiful, all right? It talks about freedom. It talks about brand new situations, seeing life through a lens of newness, allowing yourself to be a bit vulnerable and just kind of going into something, not knowing exactly how it's going to end, but you're allowing yourself that grace to experience how it may, move forward. Either way, it is ruled by Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars, and so there's a forcefulness here. There's a let me be seen energy here. It wants to be seen. It wants to be heard. It wants to be experienced. It wants to express. And it's kind of making a mark here. So when you are in communication with people, you may be experiencing people remembering you for a very specific thing, or just remembering like your confidence, like how you have presented yourself. And I say that because here in your communications, you have the King of Wands in reverse. And that can be a little bit frustrating just because that doesn't really talk a lot about like somebody who's very confident right now. This can talk a lot about somebody who's high in their ego, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here. Or maybe you might be very dominant in a conversation or the way that you're communicating with people. You may be nervous and you're like being rude unintentionally. It's important, Sagittarius, that you're able to pull that back. It's important that you're not being like, trying to, I don't want to say hog the spotlight, but for lack of better words, like be the center of attention. We want a reciprocal connection. We want communication to flow easily between us and people rather than trying to monopolize a situation or having a captive audience. You will get your point across. What's that saying? You catch more flies with honey than vinegar, or something like that. It's kind of that energy. So it feels like you're wanting to spring forward and be present, but also there's like this lack of confidence, which might be being kicked up with bravado and like a false sense of ego, which nobody wants. So try to pull it back and find that balance here, because the last thing you want to come off as is somebody who's like, tyrannical or like just over the top or very egoic, okay? Like somebody who drank their own Kool-Aid, somebody who's so about themselves, like they don't have time for anybody else. We don't want that. Some of you may be dealing with people like that. You may come across people that way in your connections, and it's important for you to not let them get in the way of you moving forward, okay? Especially if they're trying to like, I guess if they're trying to like say join forces, or if you're schmoozing, or like you're getting to meet these different people in these different social groups. It's like maybe there's a hierarchy and maybe they're a toxic member of this hierarchy. Not everybody is, but maybe they are. It's asking you to trust yourself rather than engage them. If you see who they are, if you see this person for who they are, it gives you such freedom to walk away from it, because you don't have to be attached to their outcome or their maneuvering and shifting of you trying to take advantage of you, essentially. Yeah, so King of Wands in reverse can talk about needing to get your self-confidence up. It can also talk about, don't be too brash, don't be too brazen, don't be too pig-headed. As far as your health energy is concerned, you have the Death card here. It's in reverse, Scorpio energy. Death in reverse can talk about like maybe you're denying yourself the opportunity to have a certain treatment, or maybe you are you're reluctant to deal with your health issues because you're more paranoid, or maybe there's some anxiety about it, but you're letting the anxiety and paranoia win. And it's not fair to you, because what if you're fine? Or what if there actually is something? I said this in another video, but when I was younger, any physical, like even a kiss, and I needed to educate myself more back then, I didn't know, but even like a kiss with somebody, I would like call a STD hotline afterwards, and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do, this and that. It was just like massive panic. And I let the panic win. I let the panic rule me, and I let the panic and anxiety dictate my future actions, because it was so overwhelming for me to actually be able to just say, okay, I can educate myself, and I also don't have to do it this way. And it's no problem going and getting tested or getting whatever. And so it feels here with this energy in reverse, it's asking you to not get down on yourself about like how you might be getting in your own way of your health, or finding information out. It's asking you to just challenge yourself and allow yourself to kind of put this to an end, put this worry to an end. This feels like somebody's worried about some sort of outcome that they don't know how to control, so they're trying to control it by not addressing it. That's what it needs to be. That's what needs to be rectified here, Sag. In your energy for finances here, Sagittarius, you have this the Page of Swords in reverse. As far as finances, it might be difficult, okay? It might be a little bit difficult. You might be hearing information from somebody like an accountant or like maybe even your bank or whatever. You might not be doing great with the finances right now. You might have like hoped for one thing and it's like, oh no, that's not working. And that's kind of also why I want to say be mindful about how you engage people, how you indulge people, because sometimes when people are like this King of Wands in reverse, they're very bold with what they say. They'll sell you the moon, you know, and it's like if you take them up on that, there may be a situation where, yeah, everything sounds good, but you jump in and you end up being a fool. You know, you end up being a fool and not getting what you need out of a situation. It's like who has egg on their face now, you know? And I hate to say it like that, but that's kind of what it feels like here, Sagittarius. It's also important for you, whichever direction in your career path or your job situation, it's really important for you to read the fine print. It's important for you to be on top of your game. And also, if you're like engaging some sort of new project at work, I want to say, do extra work outside of work. Like go and look up, like, you know, you don't have to go and buy a course, but like if it's information that you don't know enough about, make yourself knowledgeable about that. It will help to solidify opportunities for you. It will help open up doors for you because now you have an edge. You know, you're not just showing up and kind of half-assedly doing the work. Now you have an edge. Now you have even more of a reason for your boss to engage with you or ask you to do a certain thing. You become entrusted. Trust it. Here with your love energy, here you have the Four of Cups in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse. Let's talk about it as far as like couples are concerned. If you are still in a connection, this is healing. Okay, there's been some difficulty possibly with a partner who's been very dominant, very perhaps verbally abusive. They don't let things end. They don't, you know, they'll rehash stuff. The conversation or they jump to conclusions. It may be something where it's like we've lost trust in them or we've lost trust in the relationship. It's weighing on us here. Here, the Four of Cups is talking about, okay, I'm taking time for me. I'm coming out of this energetic pain and I am doing what I can to heal myself here, whether that's therapy, whether that is, you know, physical healing, attention to your mental health, your diet, your emotional health, most definitely. It's about taking that time for yourself. Okay, you've maybe put it off for too long. You know, maybe there's been a situation where it's like you've allowed yourself to be treated poorly and now you're like, no, 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 I can't do that anymore. I can't do that. And so you're taking a different approach entirely. For those of you who are single at this time and you're looking to date, this card indicates that while there may be opportunities being presented to you, you're having a lack of trust here with people. You're having a difficult time jumping off the edge with people. Maybe you've had difficulty with masculine energy or just people who have been a bit toxic, problematic. We can't paint the future for everybody to be like that. You know, we can't assume that everybody's going to hurt us. And I feel here with the Four of Cups in reverse, it's asking you to really just do the healing, to allow yourself that time and that space to form better connection with what relationships can be, especially the relationship with yourself first. Why do I connect with these people? Why are these situations so prominent in my life? What am I doing to get out of it? What's the pattern? What's the connection? What's the trigger? Because it feels like you may be connecting with new people, but you're holding yourself back, and for good reason, you know. But before you jump in, just take your time to feel yourself out before you engage in it. And if you want to just have fun, just have fun. Just have fun. Make it about the fun, you know, whether that's sexy time, whether that's just going out to the movies with people. There's a website called meetup.com. It's about like finding commonality with people in your city that, you know, say, I like macrame. Oh, you do too? Okay. I like video games. I like, I don't know. I went to one for what was it book called? A Course in Miracles, is free, and it was interesting. But there's a ton of different stuff, whether it be online to communicate or whether it be in person, but you're engaging things that are of importance or interest to you and others you have in common. It's positive. So get yourself out there, take your time, and be kind to yourself, okay? I love you guys. I hope that this was helpful. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And again, if you want a personal reading, just feel free to reach out and contact me at thealtruisticmystic@gmail.com, and I will get in touch with you soon. Take care, Saggies. Bye.